Today we're going to dive deeper and we're going to talk about, because my co-hosts don't know what we're talking about today. We are talking about collaboration over competition, or where competitors actually collaborate and create something bigger together instead of constantly battling for market share. My theory around life and business in general is creating ecosystems, which means I don't have to know everything.
Business is a game, and the team with the best players
I
will
love that.
win. COVID-19 has really opened up, the world and the eyes of the people that, business is global. And so it's no longer just me playing in this little field, in this little industry, but, the world has really opened up to me. And I think there's enough, just stay in your area of competence. So, what's it saying? Hire your weaknesses, stay in your strengths, and then hire for your weaknesses.
We are naturally gifted to do. We are naturally anointed for some things and less so for others. The hard piece comes in when we have to acknowledge that I don't know everything. And this is where you then have to decide, am I going to try and know everything because there's an ego of me that needs the ego part of me needs to satisfy this. If all the puzzle pieces just do what they're supposed to do, your puzzle is complete and there's a whole picture and it's beautiful.
Because
Yep.
when push comes to shove in the heat of that game, you need to know what shot you're going to pull off. It's the same with business. When push comes to shove in business, what shot are you going to play?
The last thing you want to do is destroy your reputation because there's friction and you couldn't figure it out.
We can get into the nitty gritty of it, but let's just zoom out. At the end of the day, aren't we here to live in harmony, live together? But there's space for everybody. There's enough, room upon the earth for everybody's light to shine. And I think if we just zoom out and look at that and reframe and say, listen, there is enough for everybody. I'm going to approach business by working with people and not working against people.
It's definitely about building relationships rather than empires. Because I think also, not necessarily everyone, but with time, you realize that you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. So do you want to be rich or do you want to be happy?
I really believe that it needs to be more about the way that we live our life than the things that we attain.
Community is the currency of the future. And by making and embracing co-opetition, that's exactly what we are doing.
My big burning question, or question I'd love to have a conversation about, is resistance a stop sign or a test of conviction?
And when it comes to resilience, you need resistance in order to get to the resilient part.
If you stand for nothing, you will fall for
Absolutely.
anything.
You have to reframe resistance for yourself as well. That resistance is part of the process, but it's also the key to my next level of growth. Because if you don't go through that, then you're never going to get to the next solution or the next level or the second phase.
Yeah. And it's the more we embrace these challenges that we ourselves are growing and becoming better. Resistance is necessary. It's part of our growth. It's something to embrace more than to push away or to neglect. We are competing with each other and not against each other. And the competition is important because it pushes you to become better, to work on your skill.
We need a burning platform. And quite often your friends in your life create your burning platform. And if I think about the kind of friends that I have, I've got crazy friends. Got crazy friends who do crazy things and who create burning platforms for me and for themselves. If world domination and market domination is your thing, get around world dominating, market dominating people. For me personally, resistance is a sign that you're on the right track and you have to keep going. So keep going. Resistance is not a stop sign. It's a test of conviction and it's an indication that you need to pay a little bit more attention. Remember, one conversation can change everything.